Till now, we have explored Azure IaaS following SAP and Microsoft's best practices. But have you ever wondered what on earth is RISE on SAP? Is it just another buzzword or is it something really game-changing? BTP, and where does that fit in? If you're an Azure Architect or diving into SAP on Azure for AZ-120 examination, this is something which you really need to know. Let's figure it out together. Let's talk about RISE with SAP. If your company still runs SAP ERP on-premises, chances are that you face these challenges. Rigid infrastructure, scaling up or down takes too long, slowing down business growth. High costs with low returns. You're investing heavily in IT infrastructure, but it's not meeting your business needs. Over time, your system landscape has just become a tangled mess of applications that don't always work together. And this increases your technical debt. You want to leverage AI, but outdated systems do not make it possible. If you are a company which has already migrated to cloud, consider these challenges as well. End of ERP support. SAP will end mainstream ERP support by 2027, forcing businesses to extended maintenance at much higher cost. Have a look at this diagram. This tells us that post 2027, customers will have to incur higher support costs. SAP's 2027 deadline is not too far off. Suddenly, your ERP system becomes a liability due to additional support costs. You had spent years customizing, and now RISE with SAP may be a solution to these challenges. It's a complete package of applications, services, and methodologies to transition your business to cloud. What does that include? It includes infrastructure as a service provided by hyperscalers like Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud Platform, SAP Business Technology Platform, integrations for data analytics and AI, SAP S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition with AI-driven capability. Let's understand the key benefits of RISE with SAP. AI and ML capabilities. It provides you enhanced security and compliance. This ensures data protection, innovation and efficiency for your business so you stay ahead in the digital era. And simplified IT operations. So SAP takes care of infra as well as the software. You do not have any IT overhead. In short, SAP manages everything for you. You only pay for the subscription cost for a fully managed SAP landscape. Let's perform a deep dive into it. Welcome back to AZ-120 SAP Workloads on Azure series. In this series, we are laying the foundation for SAP on Azure's IaaS platform. And in this video, we will talk about RISE with SAP, how to connect your current on-premises setup with RISE. We'll talk about BTP and also who is responsible for what in RISE with SAP. If you're new here, my name is Rajdeep. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer and a solution architect, helping clients build amazing solutions every day. And we are on a mission to make learning fun as well as crack certifications in that process. Are there any downsides to RISE solution? While RISE is a powerful solution, you should also consider these factors. If your SAP system is heavily customized, transitioning may be complex. You may also face upfront migration costs, which can be very high, although long-term benefits may outweigh those costs. RISE with SAP is a strategic move towards efficiency, scalability, and innovation, with obvious downsides as well, but it depends on the business case of the company. Let's understand it from a perspective of solution architect or a technical architect. What do you need to do if your company does want to make this move and explore various scenarios? Say you have chosen to go ahead with the RISE platform and you have an Azure subscription as well, which you manage yourself. First step is to identify who will be responsible for what, as in the RISE platform and your own Azure subscription. So for the RISE platform, SAP lets you choose which cloud provider you want to go ahead with, like AWS, Azure, or Google. In this case, we will consider that you have chosen Azure. So managing SAP BTP and SAP RISE subscriptions will be taken care of by SAP. Customer does not have to manage that. Managing your own Azure subscription is your responsibility, as in the customer's responsibility. SAP BTP application operations are managed by SAP. The shared responsibility comes in areas like network configuration, application integration, data federation, single sign-on, and any identity and access management related to SAP BTP. Let's try to understand SAP RISE architecture a bit more. So SAP creates and manages the entire RISE architecture with an underlying cloud provider like Azure, AWS, or Google. It decides and validates and deploys all the technical elements used by SAP for RISE in Azure. SAP may also modify Microsoft's recommended architecture to meet RISE SLAs and customer expectations. SAP works with customers to configure and customize the deployed RISE landscape to suit their organization's specific requirements. Now let's assume that SAP has set up your RISE architecture with SAP on Azure, which they manage, while you have to manage your Azure subscription. Now, obvious question would be, how do you make them talk to each other in the most efficient and secure way? The most efficient and secure way to connect these environments is through virtual network peering. What is virtual network peering? It creates a secure and private connection between your SAP RISE landscape and your Azure environment. It also ensures low latency and high throughput, ensuring smooth communication between SAP systems and your application. This makes it kind of native Azure to Azure solution. To ensure secure communication between SAP RISE and your Azure subscription, network security groups play a crucial role. NSG protects SAP and customers' virtual networks, controlling inbound and outbound traffic. Security is enforced to limit access, ensuring only authorized traffic flows between the peer networks. Only SAP database ports are permitted for communication through virtual network peering. Let's deep dive into some peering scenarios. Say you have your RISE subscription and Azure subscription in the same region. You can directly set up a same region peering for fast and seamless communication. If your RISE is hosted in a different Azure region than your Azure workloads, you can use global virtual network peering to connect these Azure regions. Hub and spoke architecture is considered the best solution in these scenarios. So your hub VNet is basically peered to SAP RISE, and other application and services connect to the hub. All communication flows through the hub, ensuring a centralized and well-managed network. If your business is globally distributed, you can use multi-region architecture. Each region has its own hub network, and both of them are connected via virtual network peering again. While virtual network peering is a preferred solution to connect SAP RISE with your Azure subscription, there may be cases when it is not possible to perform a virtual network peering. For example, you might have your hub located in on-premises. What is the solution? VPN gateway. VPN gateway can be an alternative. A VPN gateway will act as a single point of entry, ensuring centralized security and management. All data transfers through the VPN gateway, and the data transfer rate depends on the gateway SKU selected on both ends. For higher resilience, zone redundant virtual network gateway is recommended instead of a single connection to avoid risks. By selecting the right connectivity model, businesses can ensure secure and efficient communication between their SAP RISE and Azure environment. Also, by subscribing, liking and commenting on this video, you will help the channel grow and motivate me to create more such videos. We can continue our crusade to crush those certifications. Let's consider another scenario. For companies with an on-premises network which is connected via Azure ExpressRoute to an Azure subscription, the recommended approach is peer your Azure Hub network with SAP RISE, which is the SAP managed subscription. This allows communication between on-premises environment and SAP RISE via the Azure Hub. VNet peering with a cross-tenant gateway transit enables smooth integration. Leverage existing express routes. Since your on-premises network is already connected to Azure, you can use the same ExpressRoute gateway for a SAP RISE workload. SAP RISE VNet acts as the spoke network linked to customers' Azure virtual network hub. This architecture ensures secure, high-performance connectivity between on-premises Azure and SAP RISE environment. Now, let's assume you want a fully managed hub architecture. Meet Azure Virtual WAN Hub. Azure Virtual WAN Hub is a managed networking service that provides a centralized hub for connectivity across all your branches, data centers, remote users, and even SAP RISE. Think of it as a Swiss knife of networking. It handles VNet peering, VPN and ExpressRoute connectivity, firewall and security routing, and integration with SAP RISE environments. I've covered this in detail in this video. Check it out if you want a deeper dive in how virtual WAN can simplify and future-proof your SAP and hybrid connectivity. Now coming back to our example, let's say you're using Azure Virtual WAN Hub. When connecting to SAP RISE, you have two options: VNet Peering or VPN between VNets, or VPN to your on-premises network. In this setup, you can manage the WAN hub and the routing logic. SAP RISE becomes the spoke in your hub and spoke architecture. This gives you a centralized control, consistent routing policies, and seamless integration with your on-premises and cloud networks. The key benefit: you simplify complex hybrid SAP environments while keeping network performance and security in your control. By default, SAP RISE operates entirely within a private network using private IP ranges, which is great for security. But if your workload requires internet access, it's strongly recommended to handle an internet access directly from SAP RISE VNet, not via your Azure Hub. This avoids unnecessary routing complexity and maintains SAP's supported architecture model. Now let's talk a bit more about SAP BTP, Business Technology Platform. SAP BTP is like a toolbox full of services and tools that help organizations develop applications to enhance existing SAP apps, integrate SAP systems like S/4HANA SuccessFactors with other platforms, analyze data using analytics and AI, and automate business processes for improved efficiency. So for an analogy, BTP is like a kitchen. Imagine SAP BTP like a fully stocked kitchen. You have access to ingredients, services like data integration, AI, workflow tools, and analytics. You pick and choose what you need to cook up for your perfect business solution, whether it's a quick snack, small integration, or a gourmet meal, enterprise grade app. And best of all, SAP handles the kitchen plumbing. You don't need to worry about managing server or infrastructure. Who can use BTP? SAP BTP is ideal for organizations that want to build custom or tailored apps for their needs and extend their existing SAP landscape. Also, they want to connect non-SAP applications to the SAP landscape. Now, you might think that if BTP has so many advantages, what are the key differences between SAP BTP and RISE with SAP? Let's explore that in form of a table. Primarily, RISE is a moving service that helps businesses relocate their operations to new home, while BTP is like a toolbox that lets you renovate or add new features to your home once you are moved in. The SAP BTP purpose is primarily to build, extend, and integrate applications, while RISE produces a bundled offering to move to S4 Cloud with a managed service. The focus of BTP is on development, integration, analytics, and AI, while RISE with SAP's focus is core ERP transformation and cloud infrastructure management. The PaaS platform for SAP BTP is managed by SAP, while RISE is completely managed, starting from infrastructure as a service, software as a service, and any services by SAP. What would be the ideal use case? Well, when you want to build, integrate, and extend, you might use BTP, while RISE with SAP when you want to modernize ERP and move to cloud quick. While BTP provides strong tools to integrate with third-party systems, RISE focuses on SAP ecosystem but can work with BTP for any integration. Flexibility in BTP is quite high. You choose only the needed services, while with RISE, it's a packaged solution which includes SAP tools, services, and supports. If you have already used SAP BTP in Azure, chances are that you have established connectivity using services like Azure Firewall, NAT Gateway, and VNet Peering. These provide secure, controlled access to and from your SAP BTP service. SAP offers private link for BTP customers hosted on Azure. It allows SAP BTP services to communicate with your Azure network using private IP addresses, bypassing the public internet entirely. It helps enhance the security and has better performance and reduces risk of data leakage. Some BTP services can be integrated via private link into your Azure Spoke network as well. Other services that don't support private link might still be accessed through direct internet access with proper outbound rules via a NAT gateway or a firewall. And that's the wrap. I hope this helped clear things up. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and drop your thoughts in the comment box. Also, hit that bell icon so that you get updated on any video. See you again.